MilkSource is a family of modern dairy farms here in northeast Wisconsin. It all started 16 years ago with the three of us, and today we've grown to more than 100 hardworking families. John Bosters handles everything with cows and cattle. Todd Willer handles everything with equipment and facilities. I'm Jim Ostrom, and today I'm your tour guide.
MilkSource started in 1992 with Jim and John, joined shortly thereafter by Todd. Our original farm was started by John's parents in 1965 with 30 cows. Today, John's focus is on the amazing dairy cow. In our industry, John is what we affectionately refer to as a cow man. He lives and breathes cows. Around here, that's a good thing because we have a lot of these amazing animals.
A dairy cow will eat maybe 8 to 9 meals a day, and then converts that food and water into milk. It's one of nature's most wholesome and nutritious foods that people can eat.
Todd Willer is in charge of all facilities, feed, and nutrients. He literally started milking cows before he could ride a bicycle. Todd keeps our modern dairy farms humming along, 24 hours a day, every day.
For the most part, I am in charge of our operations and facilities. So, we keep the tractors rolling and the machines running and keeping our grounds clean and neat.
Jim Ostrom is a co-founder of MilkSource and has been the manager since 1994, running the day-to-day business operations and strategic planning.
A major part of my responsibility is our environmental compliance and to make sure that we are living up to our responsibility to our society, to our community, to make sure that we're protecting the environment. And I take that part of my job very seriously.
We take as much care of the fields as we do our cows. The fields are where everything starts and plays a critical role in our business. Fields have to be treated with respect and care. Todd knows how to make sure that our croplands are given the right mixture of nutrients and the proper treatment, because without exceptional crop fields, we would not be able to feed our cows. Jim, Todd, and John can't run an operation like this on their own. They have great teams of hardworking, passionate people. Believe me, every member of this organization is up to the challenge of running our modern Wisconsin dairy farms.
Besides all of our employees, we have a pretty key partner in the deal, and that's this amazing dairy cow. Everything we do every day is about taking care of her. In return, she provides high-quality milk for us.
Meet Jenna, a typical dairy cow. She eats a bathtub full of feed, drinks 30 gallons of water, and produces 10 gallons of milk every day. She converts grasses, legumes, and grain into milk in her own onboard digester, a 4-compartment stomach. It takes 2 days to turn feed into milk, and Jenna does it with ease.
Besides milk, let's not forget about our second valuable product that we produce, and that is manure. And yes, I did say manure. It is an extremely valuable nutrient for our local crop farmers. Crop farmers are dependent on chemical fertilizer that is shipped in and trucked in from all over the world. It's a very high carbon footprint form of food production. Compared to organic fertilizer, manure, we provide that to the crop farmers and they provide us with feed.
This is liquid manure. If we break it into its parts, we get this: 89% water and 11% plant nutrition. 11% of manure is fiber. To know exactly how much fertilizer we need to use, we take frequent and consistent soil samples to measure the nutrient level. We are always mindful to apply exactly what the next growing crop will need.
Let's take a minute and talk about our environmental responsibilities. So much is said about large farms and environmental protection. It's important to know that our farms are some of the most sound, environmentally friendly farms in the country. It is the cleanest form of dairy farming that there is. And we farm thousands of acres, but more importantly, we also have hundreds and hundreds of wildlife acres. Wildlife habitat that is flourishing with deer and turkeys and geese and other wildlife. We owe it not only to our community, but we owe it to the next generation to be good environmental stewards, and it is the center of what we do here at MilkSource.
Phosphorus is an element that's often talked about when it comes to farming. If we eliminate phosphorus from our fields, we will eliminate our ability to grow food. Phosphorus is an essential nutrient that is necessary for healthy crop production. It is, however, our responsibility to prevent phosphorus from reaching waterways. And our comprehensive nutrient management plan does just that. And here's why nutrients are so important. Local farmers grow alfalfa and corn. Cows love this stuff. Corn and alfalfa are harvested and fermented to make feed for our cows. Corn must be chopped at the correct moisture in order for it to ferment correctly. The machines and equipment you see out in our fields during planting and harvesting seasons are owned by your friends and neighbors, who are also family farmers and who benefit from tens of millions of dollars that farmers spend in their communities each year. After corn and alfalfa are cut, they are packed into piles and covered with large tarps and left to ferment until we need to feed it to our cows. The harvested and properly fermented crops are then fed to exact dietary standards for the herd. No junk food for cows. 17 perfectly balanced ingredients are mixed and fed 3 times each day. Contrary to popular belief, cows hate summer and love cool, moderate temperatures of early spring and late fall. Given a choice, she'd pick 50 degrees as her ideal temperature. Remember the days of the old red barn? Well, those days have changed because we now know that summertime heat spells stress to a cow. That's why we have built large freestall barns with air cooling systems so that she can loaf around, lay down in her sand bed, and eat at her leisure. These barns maintain a temperature that is often 15 degrees cooler than outside temperatures. This keeps her out of the summer sun and heat. Truth be known, the notion of cows eating outside on a hillside has become unrealistic and environmentally risky. Let's take a closer look inside the pen. This is one of our freestall barns with its sand bed, the gold standard of cow comfort. From here, the cows make their way to the milking parlor. The modern dairy parlor is constantly in motion and works 24/7 with the cows as our #1 priority. Each cow is milked 3 times a day. It takes 8 minutes for the cows to make a full rotation and be completely milked. Once that rotation is complete, the cows can then head back to the freestall barn. Milk fresh from the cow is approximately 101 degrees. It is then flash cooled down to 38 degrees in less than a minute. Then the milk is loaded into stainless steel tankers and hauled off to a nearby Wisconsin cheese plant within a few short hours. There, the cheese is curdled, cut, drained, molded, given a brine bath, and matured into nourishing food. And that's how food is made. Starting with the land and seed, the amazing cow turns feed and water into nutritious food that will help feed our ever-growing world. In 1950, there were 140,000 family farms in Wisconsin. Now there are fewer than 13,000 dairy farms in Wisconsin, and all signs point to even fewer in the years to come. During this same time, the world population grew from about 2.5 billion people to nearly 7 billion today. Estimates from the United Nations show that world population will grow to 9 billion by the middle of this century. A recent ABC News story reported that in the next 50 years, farmers will have to produce more food than what they have produced since civilization began. Large farms have come along just in time to make the reinvestments needed to bring food to a hungry world. And we know that Wisconsin's dairy farmers, big and small, along with these amazing cows, are up to the challenge of feeding this ever-growing world.